What's going on, Reef Builders? I am Jake Adams, and in today's video we're going to do a good old-fashioned product review on the brand new Aqua Illumination Nero 3 water pump. This is the smaller brother to the Aqua Illumination Nero 5 that we've been using for just about 2 years. I think I reviewed this pump right before I started building out the studio, and it's been used on a wide range of tanks. I've actually kind of been waiting on a smaller version of this pump to be released by Aqua Illumination, and that is the MyAi Nero 3. This is pretty much a do-it-all, small-style propeller powerhead, in-tank powerhead. So these magnets right here are just for fixing the pump itself. And just like the Nero 5, there's about I think like 15 degrees of angle range for how you can set this pump on your tank, and you can direct it every way you want. Now, it is 2020, and AI's got some software game and some hardware game, so this is not just a controllable power head, it's also wireless. It has a complete wireless package built into the controller. And before we dive into, I guess, the specs of the actual hardware pump itself, I really want to point out a couple key features of the MyAi Nero pump. So since about the summertime, the Nero pumps have shipped with an included small fish guard, or an intake guard, because if you have nano fish, these cells right here are a little bit large enough for like some nano gobies and some small shrimp to get caught into. So this guard is going to prevent fish from getting sucked into it, but it doesn't actually clip onto the pump. It kind of fixes to the magnetic base that we pointed out earlier. And then one thing that I actually get a lot of usefulness from is this very long, very thin, very supple cable. I think it's about 10 feet long, but compared to a traditional power head that has kind of a thick cord and it might be only 6 feet long, having this thin, supple cord makes it really, really easy to hide. Makes it really easy to kind of route into the corners of your tank, as you'll see when I demonstrate the tank that this pump is currently running on. And then, kind of in Aqua Illumination fashion, the controller is very small. It's very reduced. It has some color indicating LEDs here right on the front of the controller itself. There's a small bracket right there that makes it really easy to clip into place. But you can get 5 different levels of speed control, well, 6, I guess. So 0, 20, 40, 60, 80, and 100. And the ring LED in there will get brighter until you reach the top. So that makes it really easy to control the pump right out of the box. But the real magic kind of happens when you connect this tiny little controller to the MyAi application. So we're going to go ahead and put some water on there. We're going to go ahead and put some water in this tank, get the Nero 3 fired up, and I just kind of want to run you through some of the basic programs that you can do to get the most out of the MyAi Nero 3 using the MyAi app. Okay, so all I've done is gone ahead and added, mostly filled this about 8-gallon aquarium. The Nero 3 is suitable for much larger tank. One thing I would like to stress is compared to comparably rated pumps, since it has the impeller blades on the outside with kind of like a coupling to direct the flow, it has a much more kind of unidirectional, forceful flow than you will find in a typical propeller design where the flow just kind of cones out from the edge. So you can really get a lot more throw out of it. But for this right here, we just want to demonstrate how fast and how easy it is to connect the MyAi Nero 3 to the MyAi app, just like it was with a Nero 5. So nothing to note, the pump is $150, does up to 2,000 gallons per hour while using a maximum of 20 watts, and the magnets are suitable for glass up to about 1/2 inch thick, although I guess if you put a stronger magnet on the outside, you might be able to stretch that out a little bit more. So let's see how quickly I can fire up the app and get this pump connected and get it dancing, like I like to say. Kitty, what are you doing back there? Let's see how fast I can get the app connected and recognizing the pump and get it to dance, like I like to say, in short order. So we're going to go ahead, brought up MyAi app. We're going to click on the Nero create a new tank. We'll do test. The Nero pump is right there, right there. No pairing, no discovery, it's right there. Click next, it's gonna check the firmware. It's going to connect to the device. It's creating a network. And as soon as we're connected, I think the pump will probably go up to almost 100%, maybe 75% speed. And that's it. I could have held my breath. I could have held my breath in the amount of time it took to get this pump connected. So we're gonna go into the flow schedule. So it's currently set at 1663. So I think that's gonna be about 75%. And as you can see here on the sidebar, it is set to 75%. So I'm gonna turn it up to 100%. And the pump is incredibly silent. Up to about its maximum speed, you can almost get a whir, like as a very imaginary whirring sound that will be easily drowned out by everything else you have, or in a typical room environment. So very quick to connect. Here's at 100%. And when you get to this menu, there's a handful of different options. You have constant speed, random mode, and pulse mode. So I'm just gonna drop the pulse mode over here. You can easily expand the time period that you want to run that program for. And if I click on it again, it's gonna give me some options for the frequency and the intensity. So I'm gonna go ahead and crank that to 100%. So right now we're at 100% with 1 second on, 1 second off. I know I need to drop that just a little bit to get a proper wave. So now we got it at half second on, half second off. So there we go, nice little oscillatory motion. Do you see how fast that was? So then if I click on that again, click done. There's a feed mode. If you have a food timer or a timed fish feeder that you know is going to come on. I don't use that right now, but what I prefer to do the most is put like a big random mode on there, and it's going to give you an option for like how much variance you want. I want a lot of variance, so I'm going to put that on high. Minimum speed 25, maximum speed 75, and then at night I like to have just like a little window of time where it's like really flushing out the tank. And yeah, that's pretty much everything you need to know about the Nero 3. Compared to everything else on the market, I'm absolutely flabbergasted that they were able to get this much so many features, performance, just like every bell and whistle you could possibly want from a modern pump into a $150 package. So let's roll over to the tank where I'm already using this, and you can see that the pump just completely disappears in the aquascape. So this is the Highlight Mangrove and Giant Clam tank that I showed off a handful of videos ago. In the back, there's a single Nero 5 power head, and I've been waiting to add the second one after just kind of comparing it at the beginning of this video. But I've been just waiting to find kind of like the perfect pump to create the kind of flow I need in here so I can put more corals and clams here in the front to help keep all the waste and suspension, all the clams well washed and well rinsed. So this is a 30-inch cube aquarium. That's going to be pretty much a reasonable size for the Nero 5. And over here we have my low light LPS aquarium with a hidden Nero 3 pump. You can't even see it in this tank, but like a lot of my other pump placements, if you saw the video on ideal pump placement, the Nero 3 is actually hidden all the way down in that back corner. And if you want to scoot around and poke down here, you can see that it's basically flushing out all the waste back behind the tank, because this is only like an LPS tank kind of in development, so they don't need that much flow. This tank actually ran for like a year without water flow, and the corals look all right, but once I added a power head, as we know, all our corals really enjoy flow. So the other thing that you can't really see on this tank is how that wire, without any extra help, just kind of hugs that corner. And since, again, I'm in love with cable management, it's really important to me. And the way that cable just kind of hides in the corner, you wouldn't even know that there's a power head in here. And that's something that's important to my personal Reef aquarium display aesthetic. I might have mentioned this when I demoed the programming of the Nero 3, but this pump right now is just set on a long, strong pulse all throughout the day. And then at night for maybe like a couple hours, it blasts 100% to just really flush out any kind of detritus and coral waste that might be there. So at $150 for 2,000 gallons of water flow and a nice, strong kind of barrel-shaped stream of water, this is gonna be an incredible pump to beat. I'm totally smitten with what they've done with the Nero 3. Big thanks to Aqualumination for sending these products along for us to review. If you have a small to medium-ish size aquarium, definitely take a look at the Nero 3 because I think it's gonna fill a niche that's been really empty in the reef aquarium hobby for a long time. So if you have any additional questions about the AI Nero pumps, especially the Nero 3, go ahead and place those down in the comments below. If you enjoy this video, go ahead and give it a like. If you want to see more videos like this, you know what to do. Make sure to subscribe. We got a lot more content coming faster than ever before. Thank you for joining me on this video, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.